Hi everyone. Last day of Quick Craft Camp. That week went really fast, but I think we had a lot of fun and I already have ideas of things to cover for Craft Camp next year. I realized things that I didn't go over this week, but I want to go over, so I can't wait till next year already. But today we are making a quick pull string bag. I use these for a various amount of things. But I know my son requested one. I'm not using the fabric he wanted me to because I had accidentally cut this fabric for shorts and realized I didn't have enough for shorts. So I'm making a quick pull string bag for it. Right here, I'm using this as a guide because I need to fit cards of about this size or smaller. These are pictures. It's a game I made for my classroom. It is the 7 modern wonders of the world, and this is Machu Picchu. And I'm going to have my students, match the picture to the name. And I need to be able to have a bag to hang on my bulletin board for when I finally do break out this game. And what you need for this craft is, as I said here, something to act as your guide to cut it for a pattern. And then scissors, chalk, your choice of fabric. Here I have Millennium Falcon rainbow fabric. And either a ribbon or in my case a shoelace to thread through for the handle of the bag, and then of course needle, thread, and if you're going to use a sewing machine thread. So right here I use the chalk to kind of trace out the pattern. You can't see the bottom, but I have an inch here just to give myself a little extra space in case some of the pictures are bigger than this one, because the other pictures are at my classroom and I'm not in my classroom yet. So I have an inch all around. And then up here, I want to make sure there's enough space to fold it down so I can run that ribbon or shoestring through. So you want to leave enough room there to fold that down. So I'm just going to make this for my pattern. And then after that, I'm going to use this for my second pattern. But first, let me cut this out and then show you what I mean. I started cutting and I realized I wanted to show you first what I meant. So I cut my first piece out and I'm laying this down as a pattern. And then I take the chalk and just go around, and then I could start cutting there a pattern that will be pretty close to the first piece. All right, so I have both my pieces right here. All right, and what I'm going to do first is I'm going to lay them good side to good side. And it might be easier because this one's a little shorter, and I'll just cut off the excess there. This one's a little shorter, so I am going to line this up right down here. Try to line it up to the bottom. And what I want to do first is I am going to do like a zigzag stitch all the way up to this side because I want it to be one big piece, and I'll show you why. Let it be known that I started this video in the morning, and unfortunately I did not get it up to post during the day, so it's an evening post up. But as you can see here, I used red thread because that's what already was in the sewing machine, and it's a quick craft and it makes it easier for you to see. So I did a zigzag stitch and then I cut the excess off the bottom to even it out. And as you see here, I pressed down the sides because I want to press them down because when I I'm going to sew these down because when I sew the sides together, I want here where the when I fold this down and I get the casing, I want this to have a clean edge. All right, so as you see, it'll still be plenty big enough to fit this and the other cards in it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew this down, and then I am going to fold this down a little bit, so just enough that I know will fit the shoelace, and I'm going to make the casing, and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so I did the sides and I did the casing. I wish I had done a zigzag stitch before I did the casing, but live and learn. Hopefully this won't roughhouse it too much, but I can definitely fit this and any other ribbon I might replace it with in here. And Machu Picchu still fits in there. The next part I'm going to do, okay, is, and now of course too with the casing it goes all the way through. I am going to sew, I'm going to put good side to good side, and I'm going to sew this. I'm going to try to get it all flat and straightened out and even. I'm going to start sewing here because I want this part of the casing to be open so I could put my shoelace through. I'm going to just go all the way around, and I'll even it up as I'm going all the way around. Okay, so let's go do that. So here it is. I started here, went down. This was just a straight stitch. I switched this to a zigzag stitch since it's not reinforced like these sides were, and I went around, kind of double backed a bit. And as you see, this part is open so I can fish my shoelace through. So I put it right side out. Right side out. I might want to clip the corners just to poke them out a little more, but it's okay. So here, this is the bag. And then what I'm going to do next is fish through my shoestring. And because I could feel the aglet, I could pull that through. Fishing this through.
Fish shells were great.
Sorry, I had a pause while I was fishing this through. And you see, if you're doing a ribbon, I would recommend putting a paper clip on the end so you can feel the paper clip. You have something to feel and help pull it through. Because sometimes when it's just the ribbon part of it, or there's a shoelace without an aglet, it makes it really hard. And here we go. And then I'll probably tie this to where it's a loop so I can hang it on a hook in my classroom. And now let's take Machu Picchu. And look, it fits perfectly. And that's a quick bag, and you can make them any size to fit anything you want.